Just give me your normal voice right now.
Hello. This is me.
That's it, right there?
Yeah.
That's your...
This is probably how I'll speak. Yeah.
This
is low. Hey. What's up? Annie here on the mic.
There it goes. Okay. Alrighty. Are you ready, Miss Annie?
Was born ready.
Damn. There it is.
Damn. Now, if I'm like sipping in this, is it...
You're good.
Whatever. Okay.
You're good. We'll probably noise cancel it. Probably not.
Okay. Fair enough.
How lazy
Whatever.
we get. All right. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on the ETCÉTERA Podcast. Y'all know what this is about. Go ahead and grab a drink because we have a very special guest. We have the one and only, one of my favorite influencers here of Dallas. I guess you can call it, you can consider an influencer. Annie Graft, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Cheers.
Yeah,
cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It is good.
It is good. I've pretty much already finished it. So
you're good. We got like a few more. Go ahead. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fabulous. Doing great. It's a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday.
It's beanie season.
Yeah. It's all right.
So I'm pumped. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous.
No.
I'm a little nervous. I feel like I've known you all my life.
Oh my God. I know. I tell people too many things on social media.
Yeah. It's like everything's out there. Now I've been following you for about, I want to say maybe 5 months.
Okay. Yeah.
About 5 months.
Okay.
Because I didn't have Instagram I didn't have social media until February of this year.
Dang.
And I discovered your stuff on, like about 5 months ago.
Nice.
A little bit before the summer.
Oh, yay.
So
it's been fun.
Yeah.
And I'm new to Dallas, so that was probably, January I moved here.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a crazy story in itself. But so I've just arrived here too.
Right.
So.
No, that's cool. Yeah. I heard it on your podcast, on the Let's Get Uncomfy.
Yeah.
podcast. I think it was the one where picking a state or something.
Yeah. I picked Dallas out of a hat. Is essentially how I moved here. So.
Can you tell me a little bit about that, because I really don't find this.
Yeah.
True.
There's actually a video on it. It went like viral on TikTok. And I didn't actually think I was going to do it, but I was like, okay, so starting the story, I was living in Georgia at the time, went through a pretty serious breakup, where I left a relationship that no longer was serving me, toxic and not what I needed to be in. I was 2 weeks away from my wedding, and I packed up the car and left. And I drove to Houston. I stayed with a friend for a little bit, drove home. My whole family's in Scottsdale, so I was in Scottsdale for a little bit, kind of hopping around state to state. And there hit a point, it was actually like this time last year, November last year, I was like, you know what, I want a home and I want to live somewhere, but I work for myself. I started my own health and wellness online fitness coaching business. I do my podcast, do online social media, PR stuff. So I was like, I don't have to be anywhere. So where do I want to be? I was in the military, so I've already lived in like 8 different states. I'm very comfortable with picking up and moving and hopping around. So I was like, you know what, Instagram, let's hear your favorite city. I'm going to put all the cities that I receive in this little question box. I'll put them on a piece of paper. I'll cut it up and I'll pick one from a hat, and that's where I'll live for the next 6 months to a year. I was like, I don't want to commit to anything more than that, because if I'm living in like Idaho, I don't want to live there much more than 6 months probably. Right. So I was like, I'm not going to commit more. So I did that, and I literally put, I think it was about 100, maybe like 90 cities, something crazy like that, in a
all in the
hat.
U.S. though.
Yeah, all in the U.S.
Okay.
And put them in a hat, and I picked one, and it was Dallas. And I was like, I knew 0 humans here. Like, actually.
Be honest with me though, were there like how many takes? Like,
no, legitimately.
Like,
For real.
All right.
Dallas. And I was like, so I actually grew up with somebody from my hometown I did gymnastics with her. She lived here, and that was the only thing I knew about Dallas. And I was kind of like, we aren't really connected. Like, I was like, I don't even know what I would do out there. Like, Texas, like, nothing was calling me to Texas other than this hat, this piece of paper out of a hat. So I said at the end of the day, this was my mentality, was that life's not that serious. Nothing's really that permanent. if for some reason the universe wants me in Dallas, let's go figure it out. Let's go see why. So I actually, like a few days later, was on TikTok. This is actually furthering what the universe is wanting me here, I guess. But I was on TikTok and I was just scrolling and I see this floor-to-ceiling windows, this beautiful apartment, somebody just walking through it. But there was no tags or anything. There was no, like, location. And so I messaged she was actually, like, an apartment locator here in Dallas, but I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hold up. Is this a 2-bed, 2-bath? Because I wanted to have an office and I wanted to obviously have my own room. She's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, okay, second question, where is it located? She's like, uptown Dallas. And I'm like, okay. So I signed the lease that day and I moved in 10 days later.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's it. That's a synopsis of the story so far of Annie.
Yeah. That was the start of Annie.
But this is all this year though, right?
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah. So technically I moved January 10th was the start of my lease here.
Okay.
So ever since then, I've just been running around Dallas.
Wait, so before you weren't doing any of the social media, no podcast, you weren't doing any of this last year?
So I did. I started my podcast September of 2020. So almost about this time last year. And then I was doing social media. I had my fitness coaching business. I had my health and wellness business. I was doing all that on social media, PR stuff, brand campaigns, things for other companies, whatever. But I had recently gotten out of the military. So January 31st of 2020 was my last day in the Air Force. I was an Air Force officer. I went to the Air Force Academy. And yeah, so a lot of changes happened from that. January 2020 was a big year of change for me. For a lot of people. Yeah, for a lot of people. I think 2020 was just like
everyone,
a pivotal year. It was like, what the heck?
Right.
But probably in the best way. It was a hard year, but a really good year of growth for me, at least.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So where are you originally from?
Originally Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Did 17 years there. And then Colorado for the Air Force Academy.
So right after high school, you just got out and left the city.
Yeah, straight there. I did gymnastics, so I went and competed there for 4 years, the academy. And then my first base was in South Carolina, so I was in South Carolina. Then went up to D.C. I was in Virginia, Newport News for a little bit, back down to South Carolina, and then like about an hour south of Atlanta, down in Georgia. And then Houston for a little bit, back to Scottsdale. My whole family had moved to Scottsdale, so I've been around, but yeah, that's kind of a little. And now Dallas.
Yeah, I've never moved around like that. That's it's fascinating to hear.
Yeah.
Actually, I did one big jump, and I moved to Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay.
And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. How long were you there for?
For about a year.
Okay.
But it was because the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And then that's what I was like, what, most of my family's here. Are probably, I should probably be closer to them. But hearing yours is like going all over and staying for long periods of time. It's like, that's wild. That's good. You're like this free spirit, and nothing's really tying you down.
No.
But that's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really quick. I wasn't expecting. Yeah,
there's a lot of things just boom, boom, boom. But.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for a while. You've been talking for a while.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so funny when people ask me that. People are like, "How are you so comfortable like in front of the camera, or like speaking on social media, or like with a podcast? You just seem so good with your words." I've gotten that, even though a lot of times I always feel like I'm like having a stroke mid like recording. I'm like, did I just say that? But I've always like been. In high school, I was voted like #1 most likely to be seen on your social media feed. So I've always like back before even Instagram was a thing, I was like going like doing videos on Facebook and like just weird stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like okay. I've always just liked like speaking and talking, and I was an English major in college, so I love writing and words, and so I don't know, I guess. Wow. Yeah, kind of just kept doing my own thing with it. And then with the podcast and everything, you talk to so many different people, hear different stories, that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So, I mean, here I try, like, I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff that I posted before. It's not really an interview. It's just conversation, just chit chat. And I kind of do a little research on like my guests just to kind of like, so I can be able to talk about what they do a little bit. Yeah. And then whatever comes out comes out. Okay. There's no really agenda.
I'm all for that.
And because I feel like I have seen you for a while, like I feel like I feel like I do know more about you obviously than what you know about me, because you're very open. Yeah. You have everything out there, and it's just like,
or what you would think is very open. That's a crazy thing about social media is like, you know, a facade. Yeah, kind of. It's like you see what I want you to see. You know what I mean? So like that, a lot of people think they know me really well, but like then my friends are like, oh, like, well, you don't like.
She's actually an asshole, guys.
She's actually kind of sucks. No, but it's just like deeper levels. You know what I mean? Like, hey, okay, I want to show you this side of me, but like this side, you know, I'm not going to put that out for everybody. Not everyone's going to have access to that side of me or things like that. But
what are those restrictions for you? For like, what's it like? All right, no matter what, no, I mean, no, not even if I go, I'm hanging out with my friends, I get really hammered, or I'm out doing a podcast. What are the conversations you will not have with people?
I'm not big on, I won't talk like politics. I don't really want to put that out there for myself, just because I'm like so open-minded. Like I have my own opinions, but I'm also like very open-minded and like talking about it. But a lot of people aren't, or like if I say the wrong thing, or I'm not super educated on that. Like it's not my big source of focus. So
that's what makes it awesome.
You know what I mean? So it's like if I were to speak on it, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna sound dumb, or I'm gonna offend somebody. I had a while where I was like like going out and posting drunk stories, waking up in the morning being like, what did I post? Like nothing terrible, but just like me recording.
Hold on now. Define it.
Like me recording and you hear my like drunk voice in the background, like, woo! Like, you know, and I'm just like, oh god, like 100,000 people don't need to see that. Family stuff, I kind of try to keep my family out of it because that's just like personal details, you know what I mean? I used to think like, oh, like I want people to know things about me, but then I realized like there are things that I want to keep to myself. Relationships, that's another thing. Back when I was with my ex, he was a large part of my social media. He was very much like present on there. Like we'd do videos together, we'd talk together, we'd post it, like so many things. And so when I left, you know, it's kind of that sort of thing where people are like, you know, you were so happy, but I'm like, you didn't know what was happening behind the scenes. You know, you didn't really know our relationship. Like you saw what I wanted you to see, but you didn't see a lot of the not great things,
the nasty things,
you know. And so then when like, you know, we broke up, it was like, where did, you know, I'm not gonna say his name, but where did he go? Like, where is he? Like, why aren't you posting with him? You know, so many people feeling like they deserve access to my life, and me feeling like this is a very personal thing. I'm not gonna just put out there for everyone to see. You know what I mean? So now my standard on that is like, if I'm seeing a guy or talking to somebody or going out with someone, like, not gonna be anywhere on my social media. So
no, not even stories.
No, nothing. Like never. They will not be tagged. Like, just don't even want to get there.
Well, how does if a guy were to be, a gentleman were to be interested, how does that happen when you're so busy and so out there?
Oh, I'm open.
Are they afraid? Do you think more men are afraid to like, dude, she's gonna like put me out there, like she's gonna post her whole life?
I actually I wonder, like, from a guy's perspective, like someone who puts a lot of what you'd think puts a lot of their life out there, is that something that's
it's kind of scary as a man for like well, actually, for I guess if you're looking for something serious, you know, I can't, I don't know,
right?
Or
it's like, I guess if
you're still like trying to play the field, it's just like,
it's like, oh shit, I can't be seen out there.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be scary. It can be scary.
True. Yeah. No, but I mean, whether I'm pursuing someone seriously or they're pursuing whatever, however you want to say that, or even just casually, I just don't want to put. I realize I don't want to put other people's details out there, and so like that, like I wouldn't post somebody. And plus, I don't want people assuming things about. I don't know. I just.
All right, don't break it down. I'm kidding.
I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's what this is all about. It's all about. Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, I think those are like the big things that I.
Politics and relationships.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah.
Those three.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, I don't think I mean, to be honest, I didn't dig too hard on you. I was like, I didn't go far back. I just like saw the most recent ones. So I was like, all right, what is she doing right now?
Yeah, casual.
And I saw like the most, like I think like the last 3 or 4 of your podcasts.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to kind of have a little bit of conversation. But one thing that I liked about when I discovered you, it was like you're so positive. You're so positive, like such like you good energy, and I'm like, man, this girl's awesome. And it's funny, it's not funny, but I just how I came across your profile, it was through Kat.
No way.
So I've been following Kat, Sippin' on Dallas.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sippin' on Dallas.
Shout out Sippin'.
Yeah. I've never met her.
Yeah.
But her stuff I think a friend was like, dude, like this is, because I was like, hey, I need to take a girl out.
Yeah.
I want to take a girl out on a date.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
what's a good place? And they were
She
like,
posts
dude,
so much
follow
stuff.
this chick. She has like, you know, like she's like a foodie blogger.
Bar, any restaurant, bars,
good
foods,
time places, like things to do in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I was like, I picked up a few places, and then I was just like, oh shit, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I guess from her hanging out and being about after I followed her, like I was just I think y'all did something, or she like shouted you out for something that you were doing. And then that's where I got connected. I saw your stuff and I was like, oh dude, she's awesome.
So the funny story about Kat and I connecting is that she found me, so that TikTok of me pulling Dallas from a hat, she saw that. And then right away, she like messaged me. Sorry, I'm like creating extra noises here.
No, you're good.
Right away, she like messaged me. She's like, oh my God, like when you get to Dallas, like we need to hang out, like we need to like get together or something. Let's do a girls' night, whatever. And I was like, all right, like I'm always down to meet new friends, like for sure. And we got together. It was like early February, so I'd been here for like 2-3 weeks or something, and we were like, sure. So I went out with a few of them, and like that. It's so funny if Ked's listening to this. Like that moment, it's like we have not stopped talking. Like we have not missed a day of talking since that day that we met. Like I'm going home with her family for Thanksgiving. Like I'm. Like she's like my sister. So it's just so crazy how social media can connect you to some cool people. And then like the same way, that same like connection piece of like what you said of like, oh, I found you through Kat. Like so crazy how you can meet so many different people through social media. I think it can be a really cool, positive tool if you use it like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Totally agree.
Funny. Small world.
Small world, very small world.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whoa, what this girl, what's she about? You know, who is this Annie?
Who is this?
Yeah, and then I was like, I saw it. I was like, bunch of like fitness and like wild, like jumping out of planes and stuff. I'm like, dude, she's cool. She travels. And then I saw that you're. And then when I got into your podcast, I started hearing more about you. You know, the military.
Yeah, Air Force.
Air Force, and then like your channel on the Let's Get Uncomfy, it's just about good vibes.
Yeah.
Just passing on that positive, that good energy.
100%.
Would you say most of your listeners are women?
Yeah. So I think like if I were to like look at my demographic on like podcasts and even on Instagram too, like I think I'm at like 75% women. Women? Okay. Yeah.
Mine's the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 75% were like men.
Yeah. But I like that. I mean, just to who I speak to, I think I can relate really well to women anywhere from like 20 to like 35, like that kind of wide age range. But yeah, I'm all kind of about, I think like as humans, we need to do more things that like put us outside of our comfort zone, which is kind of like what I stand for, is like, you know, like make the move to the new city, like talk to the guy that you think, you know, doesn't want to talk to you, or like go out with the people that you've never gone out with, or take the vacation by yourself, or, you know, apply for the job you think you're underqualified for, you know, like do the things that maybe like get your heart beating a little bit, get your palms sweating a little bit.
If you're not watching, you're only listening. She's crying right now. And he's crying. I'm kidding.
I'm getting so emotional. No, but I don't know. I think like that's what life's about, is like if you're not doing those sort of things, like you're gonna remain stagnant. I think people get like complacent and then just like accept life as is. But I think there's so much out there that life can offer: relationships, people, connections, experiences. And I don't know, I just like, I'm all about experiencing it all. Like even if it sucks, or even if I fail, like I'd so much rather fail and go through something really hard and learn something from it, and then be able to like pass that on or do better next time than sit and like wonder what if, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
100%.
that's kind of what the podcast's all about.
Yeah, no, yeah. I've heard a few. I'm not a woman, but it's very I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy a lot of. I listen to everything. Whether it's like just the young girls listening, like just giving like advice to like how to date a guy that's likes to party and stuff like that. You know, it's just like I think it's funny. Yeah, it's different, right? But I'm very open minded. It's a different perspective. It's a different world. I'm like, dude, the people live like this.
100%.
But hearing yours, it's I honestly, I was listening more just like for research purposes. Right. I was like, because one day I'm gonna invite this girl.
Yeah.
So I was like, get to know her. Yeah. But then as I listen more to it, I'm like, dude, this is good. Like I'm like, I was giving me like, I'm a very positive person. Mm-hmm. You'll never actually. It's very rare if you see me mad or like down. Yeah. I go through depression rarely, but it happens. Like I'm not perfect, right? Yeah. But and I'm always like keeping myself positive, and just like when bullshit happens in my life, I'm just like, fuck it, next thing, let's go, let's just keep moving, right? For sure. So then like, and it's been a while just because I've been so focused on like work, and I'm even behind with the podcast. Yeah. But like just trying to get the ball rolling back again, and hearing your stuff, I was like, it just reminded me of like, dude, I remember I used to be this happy and so energetic, just like this. I was like, that's good for her, and it made me really want to like get you on. More than ever once I started like listening more. Yeah. But I also I wanted to invite you to challenge some of those thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. I'll do it. And I was like, if I get her buzzed, we'll see a whole different Annie.
Well, there we go.
Well, yeah. By the way, I think this has like 12% alcohol. This isn't like the normal beers. Never mind. 5.7. No, we're good. Ooh.
We'll up it when I switch to Prosecco.
Prosecco.
Because that's like 12%.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had mezcal though?
No.
Do you know what mezcal is?
Oh, mezcal. Yeah, mezcal. It's like isn't it tequila or close to?
You know what? You're white. We'll take it. It's actually, close. You're good.
I'm 50% Colombian. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm bilingual. Yep.
The Graft was misleading.
I know.
But actually, there's a lot. I know actually Venezuelans and Colombians that have a very white American last names.
My dad's like Irish and blue eyes, whitest man you've ever seen, like 6'3", blonde hair, just like very white. And then my mom's 5'0", little Colombian woman. So
oh, nice.
So that's me.
That's you. All right.
But
no, mezcal. It's like it's kind of like tequila, kind of.
I've had some drinks with it. I don't think I've had it like just
neat.
It.
Sipping on it? No, yeah. It'll get you up there.
Is it kind of tequila? Or what does it
taste like? It's like it's a different. So you know like how tequila is made from like the blue agave? Yeah. You know, you see it on all the tequila. It says blue agave, and that's pretty much what all tequilas are made from. And then mezcal is pretty much the other agaves, and there's like hundreds of them. Okay. And they tend to be a lot smaller, and the distillation, the process, the brewing, it's totally different. It's done underground. It's more like a whiskey take of agave. Okay. Yeah. So it has a very smokiness to it. It's we'll probably try some of it depending how we go.
I'm open.
She's open already. That's what I like to hear. But no, let's so guys, grab a drink. We're about to go in. This is wild.
We're about to go in.
I'm already buzzing a little bit just for like this.
I am
too. So talk to me. Just kind of like, wait. Do you want a refill?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that one's empty.
It is empty. All right, you want that Prosecco?
Sure. Let's crack that open.
Oh, yeah. And we're back. All right. God damn, I lost my train of thought. All right, so let's kind of start. Just kind of tell me a little bit like how. So what are your references? Like, what do you do? So hang on.
Okay.
Just hang on. Hold on.
Good.
Restart. All right. What about like just kind of like talk to me about like this building of Annie now. Yeah. You know, like what are the pillars? What constructed these pillars of you, building you? Yeah. Like, is it are there like who are your idols? You know, is it family? Maybe the mom, or is there someone that you kind of like get your references from? Like, is there another podcaster, a comedian, an actress? Is it what?
Yeah. Someone asked. Actually, I was talking to someone here I met in Dallas, and he's older and he started listening to my podcast also, and he was like, where do you get these like tidbits? Where do you get these like thought processes on? And I'm like, I don't know. I experiences and I honestly, okay, this is going to make me sound like a bad podcaster, but I don't listen to many podcasts.
Oh, there it is, boys.
Yeah. Oh, she said it. I said what I said. I don't listen to I listen to true crime podcasts.
Okay.
I used to listen to like Gary Vee and like Tony Robbins and like the old, guy business. I was very like into business podcasts. And if I were to like start back, a few years ago, I was very into building a business so that I could get out of the military. So for some like perspective. And I was building this health and wellness business while I was working full time in the Air Force. So I was working like 12-hour days, and I'd come home and like build this business at night, and I like would be working till like 3 a.m, and then get up, and then I was prepping for bikini competitions. I competed in bodybuilding, and like I was just very like, so it's so funny now because very accurate representation of who I am now is definitely free spirit, kind of just like going with the flow. I'm very spontaneous, very, that's definitely who I am now. But a few years ago, I was very regimented, very intense mindset, almost like judgmental on people that weren't that way. For some reason, actually looking back, it's very interesting. But I would listen to those like old school business guy, Gary Vee, if you've ever listened to him, or Tony Robbins. Gary Vee more so is very just like, it is what it is. Like, do the fucking do, get to it. Like, people are going to be sleeping and you can be working while they're sleeping and you're going to get ahead. Like, I was very in that mindset. And then I reached a certain level of success, like was, aiming for a lot of goals pretty young. And by the time I was 26 now, 23, I hit like a really, really big milestone. And I realized, maybe it was 24.
What was that milestone?
I made 7 figures and through this business, and that was like very what I was working towards to get out of the military and to be able to walk away and just would be able to live the lifestyle I wanted to live. And I thought that was going to create a lot of happiness for me and like make me feel a certain way. And then at the end of the day, like it didn't. Like I was in a toxic, abusive relationship. Like I didn't have friends, like really close friends. I wasn't having fun in life. I wasn't experiencing things. Like I kind of sat back and I realized like, what the fuck, kind of,
Yeah.
But so now kind of, I think like a lot of those experiences, and I mean, yeah, I'm pretty young and I haven't experienced probably like even a quarter of what a lot of people out there have experienced, and not saying that I have, but I think just like being able to step back and look at things a certain way. I've always kind of been very deep in like the way I think, I guess. And so being able to like kind of step back and look at some of the things I've been through and where I want to be versus where I thought I wanted to be and whatever, I don't know. And like now I think my mindset is just kind of like, following a lot of like something I talk about on the podcast a lot is like following the heart tugs. Like if you have instinct to do a certain thing or a, gut feeling to go a certain place or talk to a certain person, like just doing those things that feel right in the moment, because I think our body, our heart knows more than maybe our logic knows. And I don't know, so I've gone from very like logical, regimented, realizing that really wasn't the lifestyle for me, to kind of where I'm at now. But
what kind of like mentality are you like? Are you like the like more like the logic, realistic, or are you more like the, I don't know, like
yeah.
What I get? What would be like the opposite of like a fantasizing or like
romanticizing life a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm
too good to be true, or more like it's like no, it's possible.
Right.
Or
I legitimately think like anything is possible. Like
really,
I really think that like I think there are variables, but I really do think like if you have a goal, depending obviously like what that goal is, but I think like anybody can go out and make anything happen. I think like it's gonna take work, time, dedication, energy, maybe even like a change of lifestyle and change of things, but like depending on what you want, I really think you can go create a certain life for yourself. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think that's like crazy.
No, for sure. Well, I think it really, like you said, there's a lot of variables in place. What do you
think?
I think it's like, well, like, you know, people are gonna hate me after,
Right.
after saying this, but like I do believe like a little bit with what you were saying.
Yeah.
But it's like I do think that sometimes it's not always, you know, it's not possible. A lot of things
Yeah.
aren't just like, you know, like it doesn't really. Well, I guess yeah, a lot of things, everything is possible, but just like it doesn't really happen to everyone.
Right.
And
well, I think
that's a real thing.
nothing happens to anyone. I think like you make shit happen. Like I swear, I think people sit around waiting like, oh my God, well, it's just not gonna happen for me. Okay, no, but like,
Right.
you know, if you want something, you're gonna have to probably change certain things
Right,
about your lifestyle.
right.
If like you stay where you're at, nothing is gonna change. But like I really think, me challenging you, I think that like really truly anybody can go out and work hard depending on what the thing is or whatever. You can
Right,
work hard, you
right.
can put time in, you can get the education, you can get the references, meet the people, do the thing, and you can make it happen. But sitting around and waiting for it to happen.
Well, yeah, for sure. Also, like, you know, it's not just gonna come at you, right?
Yeah.
Like, for sure. I think, you know, some religious people, they fall into that category of just like, you know, it's like if God wants it to happen to me, like it'll
Right.
happen. It's just like, well, no, not
Yeah.
well, hold on, man,
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah.
But no, but for sure, you do have to do stuff for things to kind of happen for you. And I do think like sometimes a lot of people do fall into like kind of like the hamster wheel, right?
Yeah.
You're just like kind of going, but it's like you're not really seeing the result. That's when you have
Yeah.
to like, all right, you need to change something. You need to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do something else because you're not getting anywhere.
Right.
But I do. It's more like in the fact of like kind of like, you know, sometimes we do try. People do. We pray. We pray about certain
Mm-hmm.
things, right? And it can even stuff that's like kind of out of our hands. You know, like for example, like last year. This is a very extreme, but like, you know, like last year, or even like this year as well. You know, people prayed and asked for like I don't want to lose my mom. I don't want to lose my cousin.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like I don't want to lose my job. But, you know, a lot of people prayed and they asked, and it still
Right.
happened, you know.
Right.
But that's just, but I feel like that's just how life is, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard. No one says it's easy.
Yeah.
And like, but and it kind of just goes back and forth when you argue with people of like,
Right. I think that's also the hard thing is like when things happen that you're like, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen.
I
Like, you
planned
know?
to avoid this.
Right. It's
right?
like I literally like, how is this happening to me? I think like the mindset I have on that is that like everything hard that I've gone through in life, you know, there's been like a handful of really hard things I've gone through. In the moment, it's like I'm like, God, why? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you know, like
This
how?
isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, like how? Why me? I'm trying to be a good person, or like
Right.
I'm working hard, or like, you know, all these things. And every single one of those things, give it enough time, and I've been able to look back and be like, all right, this is what it taught me, or like this is how I grew because of that, or I wouldn't be here if that didn't happen. And I think like loss, you know, grief, you know, being put through really hard situations. I think it's hard to like accept that in the moment, but I do have the faith of like everything is going to turn out the way it's supposed to. It's not gonna be sunshine and roses, and butterflies and all that shit. but you know, it's gonna make sense.
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard.
Yes.
It's so hard in the moment. So
It's so hard. It really is, and
I
just
agree.
like to maintain yourself positive. So and then that's why it kind of helps to like listen to like, you know, your stuff, of, like kind of keep you like
Yeah.
reminding yourself like, all right, there's like, have some faith in yourself, you know.
Right.
But you know, I think like what I find very challenging, even like to me, you know, but I see it a lot on like in my siblings and like their friends, you know, when I talk to them, and you know, we live in this time, this world where they do throw this thing at you. We live in this, we try to live in this world where like anything is possible.
Yeah.
Anything, you know, really anything
Yeah.
is possible. It's like, well, and people like, they're super talented people that like, you know, they're like they were throwing this like a mantra of like anything is possible, when you know, they try to find this validation of like, I am a good singer, or I am a great athlete. I could be the next influencer. It's like, but we don't really, you know, it isn't like, sometimes you don't need the validation.
Yeah.
You just need to have the right to go,
Yeah.
you know, show it to everyone else. And a lot of people don't. It takes discipline.
Right.
But not everyone gets that.
I think that's actually very true. I think I just actually had that realization recently of like, I mean, yes, kind of like what I said before. Yes, I think anybody can work really hard to achieve certain things, but Also, it might not be in the cards for you. Like, I could have the biggest passion to be a singer. I'm sorry.
But your voice only goes from here to here.
It's not going to happen. Like,
and there are idiots that make it, you know, but it's just like...
Yeah. Like, you know, people ask me, like, okay, how did you, you know, build your social media platform? Like, honestly...
That is a good question. Actually.
I don't, like, I know what I did, and I know tips to give people and how to do things strategically and all that sort of stuff. But, like, you know, at the end of the day, I could give somebody that advice. I could give two people the exact same advice, and they could do the same thing. One of them's still going to have an account with 100 followers. The other one can pop off and, you know, have 100,000 in, you know, a year, whatever. Like,
right.
It's just like you know, so that's right. I'm going to give that to you. That's true. You can put a lot of work into things, but maybe it's not right for you. Maybe that's not where you're supposed to be. But,
and that's okay, though.
But that's okay.
You have to be okay with it, you know.
Right.
But people, because of like this, like I said, this belief or this mantra of like it's possible, it can happen to me. It's like, well, it's
yeah.
Yes, but like I said, like, you know, and because we do see a lot of it where like people that aren't as talented or random people are just doing random bullshit and they get like millions of likes and views,
right.
And it's just like, why can't I have that? It's just like, and like they're not even doing, a lot of them aren't doing anything like special. It's just it just happens for them.
Yeah, you
know, maybe they are working hard in their own way, but like it's like, and a lot of people feel like, you know, they or what's the word, entitled, like we're, you know, because I have the talent, or I have, you know, I have more work ethic, or I'm more disciplined, I'm entitled to like to have that, not him or her. So I think that's what's challenging in today's world with a lot of people, especially when we're all connected on social media. You see it, it's just like, how does this asshole get all this, you know? And
sometimes it's timing too. Like, I got into Instagram and social media, like like I told you, in high school, like I was weirdly into social media, and everyone's like, what are you on? Why are you like, you know? And I was just very into it. But like, I created my Instagram account. I have a personal one, and then I have the one I do all my business stuff on and everything. Right. But like, I got into that. Let's see, it's 2021 now, almost 2022. Holy shit. I got 2017, 2016. I started it.
Really? Okay. Damn, yeah, you're way ahead of me.
But like, I started at a time where like nobody was doing, like, it was very few and far between that people were trying to get in this social media fitness world. You know, like, I started at a time where like, you know, vlogging and all that stuff was like just popping off, and so it's like timing. So what I did 4 years ago to boost my page, like someone could do now, and it does nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's timing. Like, definitely social media strategies, and this goes for other things too, like, you know, sports and whatever. Like, you know, I think that there's certain timings on certain things. Yeah, I don't know.
So even like for your social media, which you have a huge amount, you know, but like, so that didn't really happen like in a year or two.
No. So I told this story on my podcast a while back, probably one of the first episodes, but pretty much I started an account. I was a senior in college at the Air Force Academy. Okay. I just got my personal trainer certification. I was finished with gymnastics. And so I was like, you know what? I want to like get into fitness for myself, out of the sports world, you know, not having a coach, not having a team anymore. I want to like really dive into that for myself. And so I created my account. At the time was just a fitness account. I was like, I'm gonna create this so I can like log my journey and like, you know, help other people maybe. I don't know. Like, it was such a small, I had such a small vision for it. Like, I was like, I don't know, I just want to connect with other like-minded people. And I think I came from a very like innocent, like, I seriously just wanted to have some fitness friends. Like, I just wanted to like meet other people that were on a journey themselves and whatever. And so for like 2 years, literally 2 years, I posted like free workouts every single day. Like, I posted so much value, and this is what I always tell people who are looking to grow their account. Like, it's not about how many selfies you post or how many cute pics or whatever, like your hashtags. No, like, the main thing about growing a social media is like providing value to people. Like, they're gonna come back to your page. For me, in my case, I guess, like, I was posting a workout every single day at noon, and people started to figure that out, so people are saving my workouts. They're, screenshot, they're sending them to friends. Hey, this is where I got that workout from, sending them to people, whatever. And so if you're providing value, people are going to come back for that value if they find it valuable, right? So I tell that to people all the time. I did that for 2 years. And within those 2 years, my Instagram went from, 0 to, I think in the first 2 years, maybe I hit like 30,000. But it was slow. Or, you know what I mean? I guess in the grand scheme of things, it was not super slow. I mean, but you
started off with just doing the fitness stuff.
Yeah, just fitness. And then from there, I started selling a few guides. I was doing a lot of one-on-one training and stuff like that. And then got more into, once people were like, okay, well, okay, well, what are you eating? And like, what do you do on the weekends? And like, and then I started, letting people into more of my personal life. And then I think it was probably just like a year ago, probably when I moved here. My handle used to be Annie Fit Life Fit Me, because that's my brand.
Okay.
That's like my workout app that I have, Fit Life Fit Me. And I took that out of it because I was like, I'm going to create that business account, and then I'm going to leave this to kind of be all inclusive, like lifestyle, so much more so, because I don't know. After like competing, I was doing bodybuilding. There was a period of time where my account was very fitness focused, but now it's, fitness is a huge part of my life, but it's not my entire life. And I think that I wanted to show people that. I don't want people to think like, oh, if I'm going to be fit and healthy, it has to be everything, because it's not. So that's kind of why I switched more to like more lifestyle stuff, but yeah.
Actually, I did see that. I think when you had posted about it, it was like a throwback.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, this girl's ripped. You are pretty lean. You're even today. Yeah, you're pretty. I would say you're pretty ripped. But no, but back then you were like,
oh my god, I was
I have
aggressive.
An old high school friend. She still does it for a living. She does I think she's like 5-time champion something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, she's like hardcore.
Yeah, she's probably pro.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just like, that is different. Yeah. Very different. And it's just, I've spoken to a few of those bodybuilders back when I was really into fitness. Right. I gave up. I gave up on it. I was like, you know what? There's too much discipline into this. I don't have the time for it. Because I'm not going to, I don't plan on living off of this or like, competing. It's like, I was like, you either have to have a lot of money so you don't have to worry about the other bullshit, and you can just like spend a good amount of time and like prepping and doing all this. Yeah. I was like, well, when you have a lot of things, it's hard.
A lot. That's my biggest thing though, is like, I think there was a time in my life where I thought fitness had to be everything. Like I was also went through some eating disorders and just really with gymnastics and everything. It was bad.
When you say disorder, like you were refusing to eat, or it was more like
it's very mental.
I forget to eat.
No,
because I feel like that's what a lot of people go through.
It's very mental. Food was on my mind 24/7. There was not a single moment of the day that I wasn't obsessing over food, but it's so interesting to talk about now. But I literally at like my lowest weight was like 103 pounds, and I literally would look in the mirror and be like, oh my god, I'm fat. Like, I need to lose weight. Like, damn. And like, oh my god, okay, I need to cut calories. And like, so I don't know. Or like, oh my god, I'm going to up my miles. Or I had a bite of this thing at lunch. I'm going to have to go like add 5 miles onto my run later today. So yeah, that was interesting. And then with gymnastics, you're constantly judged off of not only what you look like, but then your coaches, I remember the first time I ever considered myself like fat, or what I thought. This is probably such a weird conversation for a guy, because I don't think guys think like this.
We invite the calories and the carbs. Come on.
Lucky. Yeah. No, now I do too, but like back then, so I remember I must have been, I think it was probably in 5th grade, and my gymnastics coach called me goober. And I was like, what does that mean? And he said, oh, it's a chocolate covered raisin. It's because he said something like very, very inappropriate, like your bottom. I was like the shortest girl. Wow. I was tiny. I was like, didn't hit 100 pounds till I was like in like ninth
Senior
grade.
year.
Like I was like tiny, and
Right.
and so, but like to hear a comment like that scars you at such a young age, and then it just carried on. But yeah. Anyway, it's interesting. It's hard, and then bodybuilding just reinforced a lot of that because it was your whole purpose was to look a certain way, So.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm not. My respects to those people. Honestly, it's I shouldn't say that. I can never do that. It's like because I'm like, nah, Jesse, you're better than that. Come on, of course you can.
You could if you wanted,
do it.
but it's just not a priority.
It's just like, exactly, it's not a priority for me, and it's like it's like you choose your battles. Yeah, and this is like that's not a battle that I want.
I choose no.
Easiest pass of my
flag.
life. Easiest pass. Nope. Go to the next guy.
Yeah.
But wait. So growing up for you, like you were. So you said you were the smallest of your classroom.
Yeah.
So did you experience bullying? I feel like people that have great personalities, either you were such a like charming person growing up, like your whole life, or you were bullied at some point, and you had to create like this fantastic personality.
I was pretty well liked. I've always been somebody who has more guy friends.
Oh, there
girls
it is.
Girls are hard to get along with. This is like the first chapter of my life. Here I am, 26 years old, saying this, like that I've had girlfriends, like a solid group of girlfriends. But growing up, like I used to get definitely bullied from girls, never guys. I can always like hang with the boys. I was in the military, like sports, like very much can like hang with the guys, but girls are catty. And so I remember, this is a bullying story. I remember I was switching gymnastics gyms. So it was my first day at this new gym, and I must have been maybe 6th grade. I don't know, something around there, maybe 5th grade, but definitely very like very young and very like, oh my God, I want to be accepted by, these new girls. And so we have, in 5th grade, I had a 4-hour practice. So in the middle of the 4-hour practice, you have a 15-minute break, and you can go have a snack, have some water, whatever. And I didn't know that because my other gym didn't do that. And so the coaches go, oh, you guys can go on break, see you in 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know, I break, whatever. I'm sitting in the locker room. One of the girls comes in, and she's like, hey, we're all sitting in the break room. If you want to come, we're all eating our snacks. And I was like, okay, cool. And I come over there, and one of the girls had marshmallows, which ... question mark. But anyway, why is that your snack? Anyway, she goes from across the table. She was like, oh, Annie, do you want a marshmallow? And I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't bring a snack. I didn't know. Sure. And she goes, okay, you have to come over and get it. And I was like, okay. And I walk across the table and walk around, and she smears this marshmallow in my face. You know how hard you have to like smear a mushroom?
Right.
Or not a mushroom, sorry, a marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Yeah.
Marshmallow on your face. It's not a pleasant experience.
Uh-huh.
And so she did that, and she was like, there you go. You can eat it off your face. And that moment was so traumatizing. I went to the bathroom and cried, and then anyway, so like things like what the heck?
I was trying not to laugh.
In like 5th grade though, being like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. Like the coach came, she had to like help me get this marshmallow off my face, and the girls are all just laughing at me, and I'm just sitting there with a marshmallow on my face.
Wow. I mean, but this is just like from being the new kid though.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what about when they get to know you and they're just like, Annie, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I never really went through that, I guess.
No. Okay.
So I guess I don't know. I've always
been just a cool person.
I guess just easy to make friends with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What? So earlier you were talking about like how you only show a certain part of your life.
Yeah.
On social medias, but then when people actually get to know you, what is that reaction that they get? Like
I think it's like a slow. Well, it's like a slow. It's not like okay, all of a sudden you're my friend, so here's all these other things about me. No, but we're like just like it's like she's kind of she's not as hyped up or like. No, I think just more relatable. I think like from social media, like you said. Okay, so you made a comment earlier, and I'll comment on that, and it kind of goes with this, but it's like, sorry, but the whole I'm a very positive person, but I'm also real in that like I've gone through some like really depressive seasons and like really low lows, and like I'm not gonna show that. I mean, I'll show pieces of that, of like, you know, oh, I had a bad day, or like, okay, this isn't going the way I want. But like I've also struggled, you know, I've struggled with mental health sort of things, and so that might not come across. But then when you become my friend, like that's something, you know,
you start seeing
you're close friends, like, you know, you're like, yo, dude, I'm in a bad place right now, or like I'm not well, you know. And that's something that, as just like, if you're a real friend, then that's gonna be something you talk through with your friends, sort of thing. But it's not like, I don't think I've ever, I mean, there are people that just you don't vibe with, and then once you start to get to know them, you're like, it ain't for me. But I don't think anybody's ever said like, oh my god, you're not who you are in social media. I think actually I've gotten a comment a lot of like, oh my god, you're exactly who you are on social media, but more.
I would
like,
say the exact same thing about you. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but there's definitely like other sides of me that just you only experience, you know, being my friend, being someone in my life, you know, not just watching my life.
Because I get the, hey man, Jesse's kind of an asshole. Like I get that a lot. It's not that I am an asshole. I'm just like I'm actually quite quiet. Yeah. Like if I'm not like right now, especially like with the beer. Yeah. Like I'm pretty quiet. Once I started drinking, it's a whole different Jesse, you know. Yeah. And especially because like I'm having fun, you know, talking with people, getting to know them, you know, on a more like a personal level. Yeah. But outside of the podcast, or like outside people that I know, or they introduce me to some of their friends. Right. I'm just quiet.
Do you mostly just like? Are you like a listener? Like you kind of just soak everything in?
Kinda, yeah. And I'm just like, you know, it's like, and then I like to hear people like just talk about themselves a lot, and I'm just like, oh, okay. It's like, and it's just like, not in a mean way, like you know, I'm just like judging you or anything, but it's just like, okay. But like, I was just like, I'm not that much of a people kind of person, to be honest. I'm very like introvert. Okay. But so people do take it the wrong way, because like on my show I get mostly comedians to come on. Yeah. Most of the people I've talked to, they're being comedians. Yeah. And we're always just joking around. Yeah. But it's because like we're vibing and we have alcohol, right? But it's like, but outside of that, like, I'm pretty quiet, and like I'll just like sip on a beer with random people, but I'm just like I don't really talk.
So this is a question, because I'm the exact opposite. I'm like the definition of an extrovert. Like, do you get your like energy do you like recharge when you're alone, or are you with people and you're like, this is like giving me energy?
No, it's honestly yeah, I think it's like with certain people I'll recharge. Yeah. You know, like if I'm with good friend, like with people that I know, right, and that I can hold a really good conversation with, it's like, all right, dude, like like let's go, you know, like let's stay up all night and talk and laugh. But like if you're gonna take me to a club, and it's happened so many times. Like my friends have taken me to clubs. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, I want to go home.
Yeah, I'm over it.
I'm like, we're not really talking to him. We could barely talk to each other. It's just like, I just kind of want to go home. Yeah. But you know, but if I'm like really like fucked up, it's like, all right, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Don't ever get that Jesse out though, to be honest. But I do get the asshole compliment, not a compliment, but it's just like the comment. It's just like, dude, Jesse, you're not that funny. And like they tell my brothers, like, what? They're like, dude, your brother's not that funny. I thought he was funnier like on the freaking TikTok that I saw. I was like, no, bro. It's like I just don't know anyone. I don't want to talk. But
just keep to yourself.
Yeah. So, but but with you, yeah, you know, you are as funny and as exciting as you can be, and like, just like as you sound on your other platforms. What about hate though? Do you ever get the hate?
Oh, okay.
You have to. You're a woman. Yeah. Women have to give each other hate.
Oh my god.
You can't avoid it.
Yeah, I used to get a lot of hate on Instagram, actually. Like a lot of hate messages. I have so many funny screenshots of like terrible messages I've received that just some of them just make no sense. I'm like, why did you feel the need to send me this? Right. I've had someone impersonate me on Instagram. And then
was it good?
No, it was very bad. It was very bad. Like steal my pictures, but then comment or like caption them very like negative things, and then be messaging people negative things, and then people thinking it was me. It was just like a whole weird thing. But like a lot of negative people out there, and it's just like,
I was thinking like a video, sorry.
Why? Yeah,
like an impersonation.
Oh
I was like, was it good?
No, but I've gotten some really, really nasty messages, and it used to really affect me.
Mm-hmm.
But now what I've realized about like negativity, and even like in real life, like mean comments, mean girls, there's so many mean girls. It's like, I think someone's...
Shout out to those mean girls.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Love you lots, girl. Peace and blessings.
Hell yeah.
But I think like, I actually think that someone's actions and words says so much more about them and where they're at than me. And I've realized that because in some really low moments for myself, I've found myself reacting and saying things that are like defensive or just like a little quicker and maybe a little bit more edgy than I would say normally. And it's because I'm in a low place or I'm in a low mood. And so I realize, you know, when people are throwing that at me, it's nothing to do with me. It's most of the time has to do with their self-confidence, has to do with their mental state, what they're going through, things in their personal life. And so I just try to detach myself from that kind of stuff lately. And if I get it, I kind of just ignore it.
But you don't read it though?
I do read it.
You do read it? Okay.
I definitely read it. And then I'm like, I used to respond. I just delete it and block now.
Really? Oh, okay.
It's just not even worth my response, because if I respond, I'm getting like worked up. Like I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Let me tell you, you know, or trying to defend myself, and I'm like, oh my god, my energy is so much better spent anywhere else, you know. So I don't respond. I will block and delete, 100% now.
Oh wow.
Do you receive hate as a guy?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't anymore because like I'm very honest about like my opinions.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like very like controversial stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, dude, like I have like this thing where I tell like my friends, I'm like, dude, I don't try to please everyone. I just try to go for like a small group and get them to love what I do.
Right.
Rather than to try to please everyone, because like you can't. You're like, well,
that's true.
You could try, but it's like that's much more harder.
Right.
And that's when you get a lot of the hate.
Yeah.
But and even then, like people like whenever I do post something that's very like stupid, I probably shouldn't post it. But I thought it was hilarious, you know, within the context. I was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
But some people take it the wrong way, and they'll comment something on there. But then like the people that follow me, they'll be like, dude, what the fuck, get the fuck out of here, you know, like they'll defend you.
Right.
So that's kind of like what I kind of go through. But it's been a while. It doesn't really happen as much.
Yeah.
But it's because, like I said, the people that follow me, it's more like they're like, dude, this guy's funny.
Yeah, they vibe with you.
They vibe with me. They've seen the bullshit that I say, and it's a lot of it. Maybe I should take it off at some point. But now that I'm doing like these, like, you know, these conversations with people, it's just like I try to like keep it more appropriate.
Yeah.
But I do have comedians that come in here and like they'll try to like
say some stuff.
They'll try to practice like their new bits that they've been working on. And we're like, they're very inappropriate, but I'll start laughing and then I'll riff off of that.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm like blocking the whole thing out from those shows. So I don't even post it, but it's just like in my archives.
Right.
But
the blooper reel.
Yeah, one day
the blooper reel is probably spicy.
For sure.
It's
yeah.
spicy.
No, I have some very like stuff. Like I have some very inappropriate things that should never hit the light. But if they become famous, then I'll be like, bro, like come on. I was like, I got something here. You know, it's like, you know, back when you were still like just doing like the Hyenas Comedy Club here.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, no, that's kind of I don't get much hate though. So, but
good.
So you at least read it. You read it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect you anymore.
No, it used to affect me a lot, but I also think my self-confidence used to be a lot lower, and now I realized who I am, what I bring to the table. I've done a lot of self-discovery, if you will, this last year, just going through a lot of seasons. And so I'm confident in who I am, and I'm also confident in like the fact that nobody else kind of knows what the fuck they're doing. And so someone's comment to me about what I'm doing wrong, like I'm like, dude, you don't even know what you're doing. So like back off. Like I don't care. I'm kind of going to screenshot this, send it to my group text. We're going to laugh about you. And then I'm going to delete and block you because you don't get access to me if you're going to be negative to me.
For sure.
So
okay.
That's kind of my mindset.
Damn.
So don't send me any more hate mail, Jesse.
I won't. I'll stop.
Because then you'll be deleted and blocked.
It's whatever. You're already on the show. I don't need this. I don't need this anymore.
Just kidding. Just
no,
PSA, no hate from Jesse ever. So.
No, I'm kidding. Wait. So what about like? So growing up, what are those? who do you reference? Honestly, like who do you look up to? Like do you do like or like did you like movies, comedians, or like what were the things that you kind of like?
Athletes more
okay.
so. I was definitely more.
What kind of athletes though?
I mean, so like I was in gymnastics, so I looked up to like Shawn Johnson, like
Okay.
if you know her now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she's awesome now. She has like 2 kids, and anyway, just
Shout
boss mama. Nastia Lukin, like they were the same time frame. I don't know. I mean, like Michael Jordan from Chicago, like that definitely was like a big person in, I guess, growing up. I don't know. My mom, I look up to my mom a lot. My mom's a badass bitch. There are pictures of her literally running marathons, pushing strollers of us as kids. I'm like, what? First off, I want to just be able to run a marathon. Right. I don't want to push anybody. So I don't know how she did that, but she's done that. She put herself through school. She's just like really tough and through some stuff. And she's cool. And so I don't know. Look up to her. Really, really close with my mom. But I don't know. I guess I'm not a big movie buff. Actually.
I don't know. I was just giving you an example of like kind of get you to think
more so athletes. I think like athletics, like sports has taught me so much in life of just like being able to process stuff. Coaches, like I've had some coaches that have been like really, really good in my life. Taught me some stuff. And I had a really good teacher at the Air Force Academy that taught me some stuff. So yeah, more personal things. I think like I actually think now that I'm thinking about it, I've never really got that question before, so I'm kind of like trying to process.
No, you're good. Hey, if you don't have it, it's cool.
More like personal people in my life that I've like been able to look up to and then have conversations with, because I think like, you know, you can look up to Michael Jordan or, you know, Shawn Johnson or whatever. You can look up to these people, but like, what do you learn from them? I guess I don't know. Gary V. I was a big Gary V. I said earlier. Yeah. Big Gary V. fan early in the days, but I don't really listen to him that much anymore. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, no, that's cool, man. I feel like that was a hard question.
Who do you look up to?
Mostly comics.
Yeah.
Like Mexican comics. You probably don't even know about them, but yeah, more than likely they don't even speak English. So but comics, comedians, but like
I feel like comedians, you have to have like gone through some shit to be able to be a good comedian.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know a single comedian that came out of like a good lifestyle.
Right.
They've all been like poor, dirt poor. And it's just like that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't grow up dirt poor, or like not even poor, I'd say, but it's just like just hearing that and like just hearing like how happy people they end up to be. Right. But then you get like the Robin Williams, you know, it's just like you would think like this guy's like happy with his life and just decides to take it away. It's just like that's wild. Yeah. But a friend of mine told me, he was a comedian, he was just like, dude, comedians are fucked up in the head. Yeah. And it's just like, you don't know what the hell's going on. And
I believe it.
It's just like, where you're like, but our job is just to make you laugh. Right. And we it's like lubricant. And I feel like the comedy is the lubricant to like having a good show, a good life. Yeah.
I think if you can't laugh at yourself, like, what are you gonna laugh at? You know what I mean? Right. Like, I think like being able to laugh at yourself or like look back and laugh through a situation, I think that's important. And comedians do that every day.
For sure. Yeah. But talk to me a little bit on like this influencer stuff. Because do you even consider yourself an influencer? Or what do you say when people tell you like, are you an influencer?
I kind of hate that word. I try to always say like, I think anybody can influence anybody.
For sure.
So I don't think like necessarily I am worthy of that term.
What's the word then?
I don't know. Like I tell people like I do social media PR and marketing for brands. Okay. You know, so I'll take on like, you know, 4 or 5 deals per month, cap myself kind of at that. And yeah, they have to be things that I like really believe in or things I've tried or really enjoy myself to be able to put that out to my audience. But I think like it's grown over over a period of time, right? Like to be able to influence someone, you have to like gain their trust. You have to gain, you know, their respect, and you have to be someone that they look up to, or, you know, at some point they want to kind of be like or emulate or live a certain lifestyle, you know what I mean? So that's taken time to build that platform. Obviously, I told you I created my account in like 2017. So it's taken time, but, you know, now I'm able to say, you know, because my audience trusts and knows me, that I'm like, yo, I started using this thing, or I started, you know, trying this or doing this or whatever. I think you guys would like it too. And then my audience is, you know, receptive of that because they know me now. But yeah, I don't know. What about it? What's your question?
What was the question? No, like, so what title would you give yourself? Because I get it all the time too. I'm like, what are you like? So you're like what are you, an influencer? I'm like, dude, I don't influence shit, dude.
I don't
just
know.
Like, but what do you say? What's your response when they ask you?
I don't even say that. I don't even add that. Like, if someone were to come up to
Content creator
and say, yeah, content creator. I've said that before, but say like, Annie, what do you do? I say online fitness coach. I say podcast host, health and wellness consultant.
All these other things.
But I would never say them just like social media influencer.
Right.
But I don't know.
I think a lot of people kind of like they're probably, just because you are very involved with your Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it's an influencer.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Like if they you know, when people do say that, because, you know, you have a good follow, and people do, they recognize you, and we get to meet. Look at me, I got to meet you. I'm like, dude, that's cool.
It was a random girl off the street. That's what I feel like though. That's
Yeah.
the funny thing is, like, I actually literally I was walking my dogs this morning, and this girl came up.
Yeah.
She's like, this is gonna seem so dumb, so crazy, and I was like,
It's not, girl.
and I was like, what? And she goes, I've been following you since I was 15. She's like, I'm on my way to a job interview right now, but oh my God. And she was coming out of my building, and I was like, you live here? I'm not going to say my building. Mm-hmm. You live here? And she was like, yeah, I just moved in. And I was like, girl, message me. Let's get coffee. Like, I'm the person I'm like, I want to, like, have those connections. And especially, like, you know, if you run into me in real life, or, like, here in Dallas. I, like, love making connections here in Dallas. But I'm going to be like, yeah, dude, like, let's get coffee. Let's, you know, whatever. But it's so funny because I forget sometimes that, like, very real people are, like, watching my real life. But then, like, that moment where, like, they meet me, they are like, oh, my God, you're here. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, actually, because Kat is so Dallas-based. Mm-hmm. We'll go out all the time. Like, we were at Skellig the other night, and she was like, we're sitting in the bar, we're ordering El Chapo's, and it's like the specialty drink at Skellig. It's like it's a tequila shot in like a beer. It sounds disgusting, but it's really good. Anyway, and these three girls come up, and they were like, it's sipping. It's sipping in Dallas.
Sipping in Dallas.
And she's like, yeah. And they were like, can we buy you some shots? And she's like, yeah. But like, it's just so funny because, like, I think we forget, like, how many eyes are on us, you know, and I don't know, it's kind of crazy. That's why I stopped posting drunken shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you feel the pressure of, like, sometimes, like, not to say stupid shit, or like post, like,
100%. Yeah, 100%. I've gotten some. I don't know if I want to tell the story. I got, like, canceled like 2 years ago.
Nice.
Because something that I posted drunk, totally in a different context than it was taken, and then I'm not gonna give details. Someone screenshotted it, posted it on a.
So you were doing something. It's not really what you were saying.
It was words that I had posted. It was two words.
There was caption on there.
It was two words. Anyway.
Oh snap.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Hold on now.
Yeah. I don't even know if I want to get into it, but
sorry.
But it was actually so terrible, because I didn't come from that point of, like, meaning for it to mean that or anything. I didn't know it could even be taken in a negative context. And then the next morning I woke up and I was like, what story that I posted? And I looked and I was like, what? Even when I looked at it soberly, I was like, what about this? And then seeing messages, and, like, I got people being like, just terrible messages in the DMs. Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
just not well. And anyway, so it's just crazy how, like, you can say things and people will take it.
Yeah.
You know, it is a lot of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Because anyone else could have posted something saying the exact same thing, and, you know, no one's going to notice it. So
For sure.
it's just being careful of your words.
Yeah, no, I tell everyone, I'm like, my friends, I'm like, dude, like, it's bullshit is gonna come out of me.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it's just like, we're being recorded,
Right.
you know, and it's just like,
Yeah.
and especially, well, I'm not like with you, like how you do, like, you're on a daily and like live,
Yeah.
it's practically
Yeah.
live what you're doing. You know, like, you're more prone to, like, more bullshit coming out.
Right.
But you know, when you're being recorded, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
I'll have to,
And
like, tell people, like, don't take me out of that, or, like, don't record, or, like, delete that, or
Right.
because I'm human too.
Right. Yeah. No, and then people, I've gotten recognized from TikTok. I was a little bit bigger on TikTok because I was getting like 500,000 to like the millions views on there, from like stupid stuff, right? But then, as some like randomly, I like people be like, "Hey, you have a podcast, right? You're that guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's," you know, like, and then they're just like, "Bro, yeah, can we take a picture?" I'm like, dude, I'm like, not. I mean, I appreciate it, but like right now, it's like not.
Yeah,
really
right,
a good
right,
time.
right.
And
Yeah.
but and then they're just like, what a dick.
What a
And like
dick.
you can hear it like in their tone,
You're
like, fuck, you know.
I
But it's just
swear
like
I'm
it,
not.
and it's just like it's you just. I try to like kind of compartmentalize.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough, especially. I can't even imagine like you're like. You have more follow than I do, for sure.
Yeah.
And more than Kat, but
Yeah, I'm actually, because it's not just Dallas centric. You know, it's like I think, well, Dallas is like my number one city, if you look in like your demographics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I have a lot of followers other cities, other countries, whatever. So at least it's not like all of my followers are like in one place. Like Kat, or even you. Like, are you very Dallas centric?
a good chunk is here in Dallas. The
Yeah.
other ones are in Mexico.
Yeah.
They listen to it in English.
Yeah. Nice. So, I don't know, but still, it's definitely like, I'm like, I just wish people would realize, like, I'm just a random girl here too, trying to figure it out. You know,
Right.
like, I don't.
That's
I
the
don't
beauty,
know.
though. That's the beauty, and it's just like we're all in the same boat. Technically,
Seriously.
we're like obviously some are a little bit ahead than others.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's the timing.
Yeah.
And the talent and the opportunity that comes
Right.
to them, but we're all technically in the same boat, so
Figuring
it's
it out.
really hard to compare yourself to someone because of all those variables.
Yeah.
Um,
I say, like, we're all going through the same shit, just different variables, different iterations. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think we're all struggling with the same very, like, core concepts of stuff, but, like, different timing, different variables, different things happening. But yeah, I think we can all relate to each other more than we think.
right. So let me ask you this: so you do, because your thing is mostly a lot with like you know, social media, with like whether if it's fitness podcasts or like anything that you're promoting, you know, it's all on social media. But like, what are some good tips for the people that are listening that are like, you know, like, hey, how can I actually get, whether it's like their business or like, you know, maybe they want to get more involved or like just posting more about themselves on there. Like, what are like a good 3 tips or 5, I don't know, that you'd recommend?
The top one I'm gonna say is provide value, kind of like I said before, of like whatever your business is about, or whatever you're into, or whatever you like want to help people with. I think like the core of, like, if you think about, look at all like the social media people you follow, like even if it's providing value in the form of comedy, like you're providing value, like, or the fashion influencers I follow, like they're giving me good deals, like, or the fitness ones, like they're giving me workouts, or, you know, everyone that's out there that's doing something, or like business advice, you know what I mean? Like everyone's providing value, you know, unless you're like a freaking movie star and people are just curious what you're doing in life, like no one's just following you to see what your cat's up to. Like no one cares, right? Like, and you have to be at a certain level to even be able to like to show that sort of stuff that people will be interested in. So if you're starting out or wanting to get into it more, I would say providing value is huge, and consistent value. So not just, oh, like every now and then I'm going to provide a workout or a deal or a joke or whatever, you know, whatever. But like constant value and something people can count on. So they're like, okay, hey, oh my God, I know, like in my example, I know Annie's posting a workout at noon, so I'm going to go to her page at noon, or, you know what I mean? I know that that's happening, so I want to gain that value. But I would definitely, like, based off of what your interest is or what you're trying to do, give value in different, like, areas, like relating concepts. So, like, fitness would be, like, relating would be, like, nutrition, maybe, like, workout splits, like, okay, form tips, like, different things that kind of relate to that one-centric idea, and then just kind of switch it up. I think a lot of people do good with a schedule, or, like, I know people, I'm not good at this. I'm good at, like, in the moment, what am I feeling, or what am I interested in, you know, what's on my heart right now. But a lot of people do well with like scheduling, so like getting down on Sunday and being like, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday I'm gonna post this, Tuesdays, Thursdays I'm gonna post this, and having a schedule at least to follow a little bit. So that's kind of a tip. Showing your face would be my next tip. I think that's the scary part sometimes, but like I said before, like we can all relate to each other more than we think. And I think when people know that there's a human being behind the screen, I think they're more willing to like be interested, you know. So sharing a tip or providing value by like putting your face on and explaining something or talking, people are more willing to stop and listen to that, than just like a little infographic, you know what I mean?
Right.
For like you know, those people with businesses out there. The other thing is collabing with other people in your same level, if that makes sense. So like, let's say someone out there has a business and they have like, you know, 2,500 followers, collabing with people with like anywhere from, you know, 2,000 to like 5,000 followers, collabing with people in that area. So being like, hey, like, you know, this sounds dumb, but like, hey, let's do a little post, or like, hey, let's do a live together, or but like collabing with people so that you're gaining interest from those people's followers, if that makes sense, in the same area. So like, okay, maybe I explained that really wrongly, but like if I'm interested in fitness and you're into comedy, probably we shouldn't collab very often, you know what I mean? Because yes, maybe, but like I should collab with someone who's maybe a dietitian, you know, because the people that are following her are going to maybe be interested in fitness. People that are interested in fitness might be interested in learning nutrition, but something that's going to be mutually beneficial, but then open up your audience to someone else and then open up her audience to you. That's actually one of the ways that my Instagram popped off pretty well in the beginning phases, is because I was doing workouts and tagging workouts from other influencers and then would get reposted on their page, and then people would come over to me, you know, so that type of stuff. I guess those are maybe my top 3 tips. Yeah.
Dang, so you were doing the collaborations even, but it was mostly like with people around the fitness?
Yeah. Okay. And it wasn't like it's not like I was messaging them being like, hey, let's collab, but it was more so of like, hey, I'm doing this girl's workout. So in the starting phase of my Instagram, I was doing workouts through this girl. Her name's Kayla Etsinnis. I don't even know. She's out of Australia. And she had this big workout plan and this 12-week program. And so I was doing it and I had really great results. So I'd post them and then tag her in my posts, and she would repost my stuff. Right. And she had like hundreds of thousands of followers. At the time I had like 5,000, you know? Right. And so people would come over and follow me through that. And that, you know, boosted that, like grew a lot. But yeah, so tagging people, tagging brands so they can repost you, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I should probably take some of those advices because I am horrible at social media. I didn't know how to work Instagram at all. I'm learning. Got on social. I just got on it, right? Dang. So I'm just like trying to figure it out. But I get mostly my streams on Apple Podcasts more than Spotify, but Spotify as well. But yeah, I get like thousands, like tons, right? And it kind of like I was doing really well at first, but then recently when I didn't know there was kind of what you said earlier, like you don't listen to other podcasters.
Yeah.
Me neither. I didn't even know what a podcast was. So then there was me and my buddy. I used to have a co-host. And we would joke around about like a lot of just random stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then one time we had one where like we talked about like fetishes.
Yeah.
We just try to make it as educational as for educational purposes.
Yeah.
But we talk about all kinds of kinkiness.
Yeah.
And we're buzzed.
Right.
We're trying not to laugh as we're talking about it. And I was like, we should call it. I'll call it. The title is like, call her daddy.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't realize that was a podcast, or like I don't know if it was already out, or there was a podcast that came out before or around the time when I released that. And just in September, and I did that in I think May.
Yeah.
So then in September, I started getting like even like thousands, like a ton of like views on that one episode out of nowhere, and I was just like, what the hell? And it was the one that would call her daddy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I didn't know like you can search up by titles of the episode. I think you have to like look up the podcast first. Yeah. So then I realized I went and I was like, I typed it in because it was just that one call her daddy.
Right.
And then that was blowing up even like randomly out of nowhere.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah, I don't even know what that show's about, to be honest.
God. Alex Cooper, you don't know Alex Cooper?
No, I have no idea who that is.
She's the host. No, it's a funny podcast. She kind of just like shoots the shit. She used to have a co-host also, but she just talks anything like raunchy, girl drama.
Oh, okay.
Sexual, a lot of sex stuff.
Nice.
But I think that's like a top 10 podcast like in the world. Like,
really?
She's very very popular. So that's funny.
Damn, that's fun.
But yeah, I guess if people typed in that.
Yeah.
And not very many people are.
And they see like the friends kind of like font. They're like, what is this? Maybe this is it.
This is it. All those people that don't know.
And then it's just like two dudes just like talking about like
that is funny.
rimming and whatnot.
Oh my god.
It's still out there. Go and look at it, check it out.
Funny.
But it was pretty funny. But normal transition here. Kind of just tell me a little bit about your day to day. What does that look like? How does Annie get through her days? Do you have a routine? I feel like most people have to.
Yeah.
You should always have a routine, right?
Yeah, I'm a big routine. When I'm out of routine, I kind of feel like, what the heck am I doing? I wake up, I go on a long walk. I walk my dog. I have 2 dogs, so I'll go walk my dogs. I go on Katy Trail and try to walk like 4 to 5 miles. And then I work out every morning. I'm a morning worker-outer.
What time do you wake up there?
I'm 6:30.
Okay, nothing too crazy.
No.
Okay.
And then either work out and then walk, or walk and then work out, depending on what I'm feeling. My big 3 things. I actually have like 3 things that I do every single morning for myself, or physical activity, so it's like my walk and my workout, and then I do like mental activity, so I try to like read or do like a devotional or do something like for my mentality, if you will. You know what I mean? And then health wise, so like I do my greens drink, I do my like health routine, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so I try to do those three things every day, whatever that looks like, but that's typically kind of what that looks like. And then just start my day, shower, and get on with it. And then after that, I guess, like, what does that even mean? I'll try to talk to clients every day, whether that's like fitness stuff, people in my app, try to connect with those people. I'm working on a few new little projects, things I'm putting out here within like the holiday season. So I'm putting out like a journal.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So
I've never had a journal.
I'll try it out.
I
think journaling is so important. Like just getting your thoughts. Like I said, I'm I love writing.
That's your thing. That's your
Yeah,
thing for
like writing
for
is
new
like
ideas.
is my thing. Right. I just write. Like I always have. Like when I started my Instagram, like I've always had like long captioned Instagrams because I just like it's my kind of processing. Like I just write stuff. So teaching people how to do that. A lot of people have been like, I want to start journaling, but what the heck do I write about? You know? And so I'm putting together this journal to put out. So that's cool. I have a new fitness challenge coming up, so I'm writing a new plan for that. I have new plans that come out in my app every month, so I'm writing those plans. Working with brands, recording podcasts, getting guests on my podcast. Yeah, it's kind of that.
How often do you go out? How disciplined are you?
I love a good Thursday go out.
Thursdays
I
are the
love
go
Thursdays. I love Thursdays. What I would love to do ideally, if you go out Thursday, stay in Friday, go out Saturday, stay in Sunday. What sometimes happens is I go out Friday,
Saturday and
Sunday.
Sunday.
I go out Thursday, I go out Friday, and then go out Saturday, and then Sunday fun day.
Right. That's
this last weekend. Oh God. Like I'm just now today, Tuesday afternoon, just now recovering.
All right.
So, and we're running it back.
And we're running it back. Which do you need another refill?
I'm good. I don't know. I don't know where we're at.
You don't know where we're at?
I'm vibing. I'm feeling good.
Okay.
But yeah, I try to keep it to those days. I think when I first moved to Dallas, it's such a like you can go out at any day and get pretty blacked out, pretty wasted, pretty any bar is going to be open, anything's going to be open Monday through Sunday. Like literally any day.
Sunday fun is a real thing though here.
Oh, a real thing.
Because of the Cowboys, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, like
especially,
people are hyped up.
Especially football season.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. Yes, this Sunday?
Yes,
yeah.
2 days ago. Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah. I love a good Sunday fun day, but Monday comes around and I'm just like, why?
I love Mondays. I love Mondays.
God.
It's like, I hate Mondays. It's like, Annie, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday too. I hate Tuesdays.
My friends all give me shit because I have this thing. It's like in my bio on Instagram even. It's like hashtag 7-day weekend. My friends give me so much shit because I'll be like, oh my God, like, gosh, it's Wednesday. And they're like, dude, it's Friday, or dude, it's Monday. Like it's not, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah.
So is that just because you've been going out more lately? But like normally it is the 7-day weekend for you.
No, not so much as even going out. Like I used to go out a lot more than I do now. I think I've been trying to like reel it in. But yeah, Halloween weekend was a wild weekend, and then this past weekend I was in LA and then came home and then went to anyway, it just got out of control. But 7-day weekend, just in terms of like, I'm not my friend, you know, like going to a 9 to 5 or like showing up to a boss, or like I'll be like, oh, I asked my boss if I could take off today. Thank God she said yes. And my friends are like, oh, blah. Like, you are your correct. Got it. But just like that, I don't know, just making fun of me.
Damn. No. Yeah, no, I think it is good though to be disciplined as far as, you know, like to like not go out so much. Having the routine, you know, I think it's good to plan, you know, but like we said earlier, you know, sometimes it doesn't really work out.
Sometimes it doesn't work like that.
But it's good to, you know, whenever you have time to plan, you should definitely plan.
And it feels good. Like, it feels good waking up on Saturday. That's why I like staying in. I've been trying to stay in on Fridays, because waking up Saturday, getting a good workout in, you know, going on a walk, whatever, and then like starting your Saturday that's my favorite feeling ever. I love those days. Because then you feel good going out. You're not like starting the day foggy. You know, you're like, all right, I got this. And then you go out, and then Sunday you're like, it's not like a full bender. You're just like, you're just like, oh, I just went out Saturday, and then now I'm gonna rest and get ready for the week and plan. You know, that's that's my ideal situation, going out Thursday and Saturday. So like
you're the beer's getting to me. Wait, so you said you know, you have you're your own boss. we have a structure, we have a routine now,
Right.
all right. And so how do you talk to me a little bit like on like the liberty, just having that freedom?
Yeah.
So what is that?
That's a good question.
What does it mean to you? Like,
yeah, because I came from a place of being in the military and like building this business on the side, and like I had no time freedom. And
did you get out like, or your
yeah.
thing was over?
Yeah, I got out. So I got out January 31st, 2020, and I dreamed of the day that like I wouldn't have to like show up to a job in a uniform or do the thing I didn't want to do or whatever. Like I was like, all I want to do is be able to like control my own life. Like that's it. Like I just want to be able to like wake up when I want or go work out when I want or, be able to take a day off because I want or work extra if I want. Like whatever. I just want to be able to control. My big thing is like controlling my time. And then it's crazy because I moved here to Dallas and I almost had too much freedom. Like, I was like, oh my God, no one's going to care. No one's going to hold me accountable if I don't do anything today, or especially because all that freedom, the freedom was pretty new within that last year or so. And so I think it's easy to look at like time freedom, like, oh my gosh, like your life is so simple, but it's actually kind of difficult to like be the one that holds yourself accountable and like forces yourself to do the thing you need to do, right? And so when I first moved to Dallas, like I said, I was kind of like, oh my God, wild, crazy, like I can go out any day. And I was doing that for like a month or so. And then I hit a point where I was like, dude, I can't be doing this. And so I actually started coaching at F45 for a little bit here down in Deep Ellum because I was like,
I've seen those.
Yeah, love F45. But I was like, I just want somewhere to show up to. Like, I just need someone to be like, yo, be here at, 8 a.m. and I'll coach for an hour and then I can go home and like get my day started. But it is hard to hold yourself accountable like that. But I stopped coaching there and I've been a lot better about holding myself accountable and like being able to do stuff. But freedom to me, time freedom is everything. I think that's like always been my biggest goal in life, like to be able to just like at the drop of a dime be able to book a trip. Like a few months ago I just booked a solo trip to Greece just because I
remember seeing
felt
that.
like it, and being able to do that without being like, hey boss, can I get time off or whatever. And I think that's a big reason why I work really hard. I know, like, looking at Instagram, it looks like I just live this fun life, but like, I work really hard to be able to play really hard,
Right.
or do the things I want to do when I want to do them.
Right.
I think time is one of the only things that we can ever get back.
For sure.
And so having the freedom to do what you want when you want it is a huge priority for me.
Yeah. What about like in freedom of like like on an emotional like an emotions level? Like for example, there's this Mexican guy. He says like the how does he say? Hang on. The emotions are like it's like. It's not masturbation of emotion. Life is it's like a masturbation of emotions.
Yeah.
And he starts going into like liberty of like having like that freedom of like with your emotions of like you can it's not always about like you can just like you're like nothing is holding you down. Well that's true, but it's more of like because we have in life all these options, but like you have like your own, you have like that liberty of choosing. Like it's like I can commit myself to like this one person.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not I feel like I'm babbling, but no, but it's like I don't like. There's so many options out in the world for everyone, whether in relationships, but people we fear these commitments, but like, but you have that liberty of like, of committing yourself to whoever you want. And if it doesn't work out, then you get, you get out of that commitment and you go on and move on to the next commitment. Yeah. But there's that kind of freedom. But it's just like having that choice of like you can tie yourself down to someone and wrap yourself up with that one person, or like it could be like your family, your friends, or a significant other. Yeah. But have you thought about that? Like, do you talk about that on your channels of like that?
I like that. I've never really like talked about that much, but I think like right now, and you said it earlier, like I'm definitely in a phase of life where I'm like just not committed to like any, like I'm just open-minded to new experiences, new things, whatever. But I think this year I really dedicated to like committing myself to finding girlfriends like that.
Right.
If we want to talk about like that, like
Yeah.
I've never had like a group of girlfriends. Like I said, I've just always been kind of like, I moved a bunch, you know, being in the military. I was in a serious relationship that took a lot of my time, you know, and so like this year I really said, you know, that's going to be my priority, is like my relationship with myself and then my relationship with having a good girlfriend group. But
you can't agree that like even like it's easy to like not have the responsibilities, even like you're saying earlier, of like you know, it's hard to like wake up and like push yourself to like, I'm gonna do this, I gotta do this for work, whatever. Like it's a commitment that like, and it's having the commitment is the hard part, you know, of actually going through with it and getting up and like you know, do the shit you gotta get done. Because if you don't have commitments, that shit's easy.
Right.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
You're not gonna. No one's gonna care. You know, it's not gonna affect anyone's life.
Right.
It's really just hurting yourself, really.
Yeah.
But like, it's having that finding those things of what you do want to commit to. Right. And, you know, you have those choices of like what, you know, like what are those passions that you want to like.
What do I want to decide that I'm gonna stand for? What do I want to commit myself to?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like even in like relationships, like it would be really easy to just live your life for yourself and like live for you and just show up for you, but like having different relationships, friendships, family, and showing up for other people, I think it holds you accountable to like who you are going to be as a person and like what you're going to stand for, you know what I mean? Because other people are going to see it and other people are going to be a part of it, you know?
Right.
But yeah. I don't know. That's all I gotta say about that.
I'm kidding. Oh man, yeah, no. I think we're right about that time.
Sheesh. This has been good.
Sheesh. Yeah.
You went through everything.
No, there's so much I still have to ask you, but I think we should definitely get you on for the next one.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. Let's get you on. Let's get uncomfy.
Let's get uncomfy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about like philosophy and stuff like that. Let's like get down to the real.
Get down to it.
Yes. No, for sure. It'd be really exciting. But I'm really happy you came through.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah.
It was good. I'm gonna get that White Rock brewery.
The cheesecake.
That cheese. Yeah. What was it? Mango cheesecake.
Yeah.
Sour. It was really good.
It was good, right? It was good. Yeah. Shout out. Yeah. Thanks guys for those beers. But no, seriously, Annie, thank you so much. You know, you are an amazing person. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too.
I hope to, you know, still like see you around. You know, definitely. Let's see. Hopefully, we can make some stuff happen later on. How can we find you on social media?
Yeah. I'm on Instagram at It's Annie Graft. So like literally spell it all out at ITS Annie Graft. Same thing on TikTok. My podcast is Let's Get Uncomfy, so you can find that anywhere you listen to podcasts. And yeah, I have my fitness app, Fit Life Fit Me, and I think that's kind of it, really.
I'll have to try that app out.
Yeah.
Is it easy?
I'm doing you can pick different programs. So if you want to do like a home program, or if you want to do like, you know, HIIT workouts, or if you want to do like a lifting plan, there's different plans. But I'm doing a quick plug. I'm doing a January 1st, like a start the 2022 year off challenge. I'm going to do it with one of my fellow trainers here in Dallas. Yeah, Jacoby Veals. I don't know if he's a trainer at Sanders, but he trains me. But we're going to do this joint fitness challenge 2 weeks. It's going to be like pretty cheap, but whatever plan you want, you pick your plan, and anyway, it's going to be pretty cool. So if you guys want to plan for January.
There you go. We got 2 months to think about it.
Oh, my God.
And commit.
It's like mid-November. We got like a month and a half.
Oh, snap. It is almost halfway. Are we halfway? No, it's like 11th. Well.
It's kind of halfway.
It's halfway.
Yeah. Gosh, time is flying.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's kind of it.
Well, alrighty, Annie. Thank you so much. This was great.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time. And, guys, be sure to follow all her stuff, like her, and hit that subscribe button. All right, Annie. Oh, also, how often do you post on your podcast?
We do right now. We're doing through the holidays and stuff. We'll do one time a week. So Thursdays. Thursdays we drop episodes. Yeah.
Got it. Thursdays. Alrighty then. Well,
cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
For sure.
Bye,
See you
y'all.
later, guys. You see, that wasn't too bad.
Woo! That was good. That was fun.
Yeah. It's just it's super chill.